It's at 5320 Military Road in Lewiston. It's right in front of St. Mary's. It's the building right in front of St. Mary's.
And the phone number?
It's 297-9379.
That's what you have.
I just moved here, so I'm like, I have my phone number, my new cell phone. Keep them all straight.
And is it a Monday through Friday thing? Or?
Yeah, it's Monday through Friday, and it is an OBGYN. It's a women's health medical practice. And I do have, I specialize in pain management and women's health. So especially on the pain management side, I treat men, I treat women, I treat people of all ages, and you don't have to be a member of the practice. You don't have to be seeing one of the doctors, the Western doctors there, to come and to visit me.
So this particular phone number is for Women's Medicine of Niagara. However, they would just ask for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, the same front desk staff that schedule appointments for the medical doctors will schedule an appointment for me.
Okay, all right. But let's get back to the diagnosis part of it. So basically, it takes you 90 minutes, you said, to sit and talk with somebody and to try to determine how what their chi is. Am I?
Yeah, just how it flows, what might be impeding it, and in the 90 minutes includes a treatment that's typically about 25 minutes, but it takes. We really Chinese medicine has been described as a holistic medicine a lot, and we try to get a picture of the whole person, and even in an hour of talking, I often don't feel like I have the full picture, and it won't be until maybe 3, 4, 5 appointments down the line that I find out some vital piece of information. Someone in your family died, and then all of a sudden from that point on something happened. And that's often the case because we have a long-standing belief that emotional trauma is just as real as any physical trauma, and I would have to say, and if I put stress in that same category, I venture to guess that almost a majority of people's ailments are caused by, or at least have a major factor is some sort of emotional component, because we believe that your emotions and how you feel and how you think has a direct impact on your physical body.
It makes me think about like at Christmas time when everybody is under so much stress, to buy this and go here and do that, and that everybody you talk to is sick. And it's like you don't get that sick over the summertime. Obviously the windows are open and you can get the germs out that way, but it always amazes me that that's where the big point of sickness is when people are just they're just pushed every which way.
And one theory that we have is that if you are in colder weather, that is environmental conditions have an impact on your body, and so if it's very cold, and also there is the factor of everyone clustering and inside, because we also do have a theory of something coming in from the outside and impacting your body. But if your immune system, to use a Western word, is a little lower, or if we say if your defensive chi is a little deficient, then you're more susceptible to anything from the exterior coming and impacting your health. So it would make sense that if through maybe poor diet or stress and emotional trauma, that takes a toll on your body. I mean, if you're stressed for 5 hours, you're often more tired than if you ran for 5 hours. And that takes up a lot of energy that could go into your immune system, that could go into your defensive, the energy that defends your body. And so your ability to repel anything that's coming in from the outside is lowered. And then tack on stress and running around and and then you're very susceptible.
I know that I've seen a lot of advertisements for that Tai Chi, that whole exercise thing. Is that all related to, is that the chi, the same chi
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you're trying to achieve? Is that the same chi that they're trying to achieve through movement?
Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, traditional Chinese medicine is really an umbrella term that describes the theories and philosophies about how your body works, and under that umbrella are ways that you can affect, that practitioners can affect your energy in a good way. And acupuncture and herbology are the most common, but there are also movement, physical movements like Tai Chi is one. Tai Chi is very soft and flowing movements. It has a fighting application. There's something called Qigong that is very similar. It's very soft and flowing movements that is strictly medicinal. It doesn't have any fighting aspects to it. So, but they're very similar. Their movement, it's kind of like a Chinese yoga, really.
Oh, okay.
Same concept, different, a different manifestation of the same concept. They also have, dietary therapies, and also there's a Chinese massage that is called Tui Na that is often used. So those are the five branches, the five main branches that Chinese medical practitioners practice the theories and philosophies of Chinese medicine.
What is the lifespan? Do you know, like from somebody from in China or somebody from here? Do they live longer?
Well,
because
modern China is a very different place. But as far as theory is concerned, the ancient theories of Chinese medicine say that an average lifespan should be easily over 100.
Wow.
If you're practicing these techniques for your, if you're taught, good diet and good movement and exercise every day, and the old Chinese cultures are very, they stress keeping, emotions in the middle. You're not getting too big, not having big swings in emotions, and so they say that over 100 is average.
Wow.
And and I think we see, a lot of times when we hear of lifespan, it's really based on an old European concept of lifespan, when there's people in China and India with Ayurvedic medicines, and a lot of the indigenous cultures have their own herbology and other similar techniques. I know Native Americans used to use rose thorns, as kind of like a
acupuncture.
And that's something that they just they developed on their own. And so the concept of lifespan, if in other parts of the world, are very different, even without without modern medicine.
So somebody that comes into the office, I understand that you would be interviewing them and talking to them and asking them things, but then when you get to the acupuncture part of it, can you explain, I just see these tiny little needles, like the pain of it or the lack of pain, or tell me about that.
Yeah, well, while I'm doing the interview, I'm in my head kind of putting together a prescription, an acupuncture prescription. And so I have you lie down on the table and typically take off your shoes and socks, because I like to work with points that are down from the elbows down and the knees down. So I'll typically ask you to pull up your pants over your knees, and ask you to wear clothes that you can actually do that with, and pull up your shirt above your elbows. I'll take alcohol and clean the areas that I'm going to insert the needles. And then, so as far as this is a big question, does it hurt?
Yeah, go ahead.
Unfortunately, there's no one answer. I've had people ask me after inserting 2 or 3 needles, like, "Are you going to start?"
Oh, wow.
Where they don't feel it at all. And I've also had people that are quite sensitive. Yeah. So it can range from you don't feel a thing to some people just report like a slight pressure.
What's the purpose of the needle?
The needles are affecting your flow of energy. And I should say, one thing I struggled with in school in like that beginning year was, what is this qi? What is this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to use all these flowery words, life force, and
Yeah.
you know, I like to think of qi as the sum total of everything that's circulating through your body. No, Western medicine is very, very good, and I should say that, you know, there's often, you know, it seems like, you know, Eastern medicine, Western medicine are at a, you know, a conflict with each other. I don't believe that at all. I think we can work very well together. I believe that, you know, Western medicine's strengths are often our weaknesses, and vice versa. Eastern medicine's strengths are often Western medicine's weaknesses. For example, I'm here today, and my children are here because of Western surgical techniques. They're second to none. You know, life support, second to none. Eastern medicine's strengths, just to name a few, are chronic pain. You know, the conditions and health ailments that you go to every doctor and they can't really find anything. You know, but and then we describe it in different terms. Like we say you're out of balance in this part of your area, that part of your in this area or that area. So Western medicine is very good at focusing in on a single problem. The microscope is a very good symbol of Western medicine. Eastern medicine is very good at stepping back and trying to get the whole picture. So when I think of what is qi, really, I like to think of it as ancient doctors were able to step back and create a term that quantifies, that describes the sum total of everything circulating through your body, be it, you know, blood, hormones, lymph, nerve signals. You know, that's kind of how I think of qi. You know, we say if you have a lack of qi circulation in your feet, you're going to have cold feet. Well, you know, Western medicine says basically the same thing. That means they just say, they just use different words.
I see.
You know, so often we have similar concepts, but different words. So it, you know, it seems more confusing and conflicting than it really is. So when we use any of the branches of Chinese medicine, be it acupuncture, herbology, dietary medicine, any of those 5 branches, we're trying to affect your flow of qi. We're trying to increase it, decrease it, change it, to affect your health and bring you back to, you know, a more vibrant state of health.
Probably bring you back to how you were born.
Yeah.
When everything was probably working the way it should be working until we polluted it.
Yeah. I mean, pediatrics is actually a fascinating branch of Chinese medicine because you are so pure. You are so,
right.
You know, and you know, we say children get sick quickly, but they also get better quickly.
Yeah,
you know,
they're
and with very, very little intervention.
If you want to know more and meet with Destin, you can call his office at 297-9379. It's located at 5320 Military Road, Suite 104, and it's in, did you say what building? Is it opposite?
It's in the building right in front of St. Mary's Hospital.
Okay. Thank you very much. We didn't even get into the part of the herbs, which I'm assuming is the solution to some of the problem. But maybe we can have you back another time when we can talk more about that.
That'd be good.
This has been very interesting. I've learned a lot, and if you want more, the number again is 297-9379. Thank you.